Before we get into queer anarchy, can I take a point of personal privilege? Will you guys allow me to take a point of personal privilege? Please mount the like button for me or respond in the chat if you will allow me to take a point of personal privilege. Because right before this, like literally right before I went live, Candace Owens did like a 10-minute rant about Nick Fuentes. And I haven't heard it yet. I literally found out about this like 2 minutes before I was going to go live. I saw people tweeting about it, like Reactive May was tweeting that the Groypers were taking over Candace Owens' chat. And they were demanding that Candace Owens debate Nick Fuentes. And apparently Candace Owens got so pissed off that she went on like a fucking 10-minute rant. And I have to watch it. Do you guys mind if we watch this? Because as some background, Candace Owens very sadly and tragically got demonetized on YouTube yesterday, and she got 3 strikes in a row. And actually, that's kind of unfair. We actually have to acknowledge it. It is kind of unfair that Candace Owens got 3 strikes right in a row on content that's been live on her channel for months. And then she got demonetized by YouTube entirely. So she can't even stream on YouTube now. She's banned from YouTube for a month. She's out of their partner program. She's lost all that cash. And now she's relegated over to Rumble. And essentially, and that's all very sad and tragic. And of course, we support free speech and all that stuff. But Candace should have known this was coming. There's a reason I don't talk about the Jewish stuff on my YouTube channel, okay? I go over to Rumble. The Rumble show is on Rumble. It is not on YouTube for this express reason. We only talk about socialism here. We only talk about leftists. We don't talk about the overlords. You don't piss off the overlords on YouTube. You can do it in other places, not on YouTube. So Nick Fuentes has basically been coming at Candace Owens a little bit lately because Candace Owens started saying some crazy things about like, it's not the Jews, it's the Frankists. And Nick was like, Candace, what the fuck are you talking about? And so Candace was having Dave Smith on her show because he's a Jew instead of Nick. And Nick was like, oh, that's really convenient, Candace. You're having Dave Smith on, but you're not talking to me and you're not letting me in your Twitter spaces. And so last night on his show, Nick was like, look at that. Candace Owens never talked to me, never acknowledged me publicly, and yet still she got banned. Huh. Funny how that works. Must have been the Frankists. And so Nick did kind of a rant last night about it on his show, and I think Candace found out about that, and Candace is a little peeved because, by the way, Candace Owens is a narcissist, like a real narcissist. Like, she has narcissistic personality disorder. I am positive of this. I don't throw this accusation out lightly. I am absolutely 100% positive of this. And I gotta say, I think Nick Fuentes needs to know that, listen, I'm in favor of poking the bear as much as the next person. I'm in favor of poking the bear, but Nick has really got to know that Candace is never going to let go of this grudge. And he should be careful. And listen, man, I say that like, so I've had a narcissist like tracking me around the internet and stalking me for 3.5 years. It's not actually fun when you piss off a real narcissist. No. I'm not using it to say she has narcissistic tendencies. I'm saying she has a fucking personality disorder. Only like 6% of the population actually has the personality disorder. Candace Owens has it. I studied this for a long time. I know my shit. I know what I'm talking about. And so I just want to say that Nick should be more careful about poking the bear because Candace is the real deal. And that's not a reality that I would wish on anyone. But I want to watch this. And of course, I denounce any talk about the Jews. I don't know. I love the Jews. The Jews are a peaceful people, and they were severely wronged. The Holocaust was the worst event in the history of humanity. No less than 6 million people died in the Holocaust. Israel is completely correct in everything they do. Palestine deserves everything they get. Israel is completely correct. We should never question Israel. We should do whatever Israel wants. We should give Israel all the money. And you know, Jews are amazing, and I love their food. I especially love bagels. Bagels are one of my favorite things. And I have, yeah, Israel is a peaceful state. We should give Israel all our money. We all love Israel here. Everyone loves Israel. Thoughts and prayers to all of the people in Israel that are just but a peaceful folk that never do anything wrong. All right, let's see what Candace Owens had to say.
I do want to, I have to say, my blood was boiling when I went on X and I saw a clip that was circulating of Nick Fuentes talking about me. And, you know, he's been just on a tear for 2 weeks talking trash about me. I have no idea what has motivated this. I have obviously been dealing with a full onslaught of attacks everywhere from Australia, from the ADL. And in addition, Nick Fuentes has joined in on the chorus. And I genuinely am not sure what's motivating it, but I just want to show you what he said so I can respond to it, because I have such a strong opinion on stuff like this. And I feel.
By the way, I actually think that Nick took it very, very light on Candace. I think that Nick could have been if Nick really wanted to attack Candace Owens, he could have been far more evil than he was. I feel like Nick was doing like playful jabs where he wasn't doing anything too hard. Like if she's saying Nick Fuentes is just coming after me and it's so awful and he is being such a big meanie. No, he's not, Candace.
The need to say something. So let's take a listen to Nick Fuentes telling his audience that he red-pilled me. Take a listen.
I red-pilled Candace. She's been watching my show for years. Let's just be honest. I've heard enough, and I know she's been watching my show for at least.
Yeah, this is like, Candace, I had to go through this too. And I understand that I don't have as much clout and as many followers as Candace Owens had, but I got fucking hazed. You have to go through, listen, if you're a girl, especially, you have to go through a series of tests in order to be associated with Nick Fuentes and the Groypers. In order for them to support you and retweet your stuff and like be friendly with you, you have to accomplish a series of tests that will try your patience to within an inch of your, and you might get mad at them and you might yell at them, and every once in a while I've been like, fuck you guys, and I blocked them for a while. I had to go through 6 goddamn months of hazing. And it was worth it, and I'm glad I made it, and I'm glad I passed some sort of like final exam at AFPAC when everyone was just cool with me, and all of a sudden like people were just started being really nice to me, and that was kind of cool. And it's been cool ever since, and I'm really enjoying it. But I'm just saying, you have to go through tests, and Candace Owens has not yet gone through those tests. And yes, my dog is having feelings because my husband just went to the store. Yep.
4 years, I red-pilled her. I red-pilled a lot of these, and I don't want to take all the credit. Me, among others, red-pilled a lot of people. People like Sneeko, Jake Shields, Myron, Ye, whoever. And I'm not taking all the credit, but I and others, truth tellers, red-pilled people. Candace has a public and a private reason she doesn't want to talk to me or about me. And I said last week, I have evidence that both her public and private reason are bull. And I'm not indiscreet, so I'm not going to go and spill the beans on everything. And I said last week, if she wants to, she can. But that's not true either. And if I'm pushed and my credibility's on the line, well, I'll have to say it. I don't want to because I'm not an indiscreet person, but you can't just lie and lie. Well, I can't talk to him because YouTube. Well, that's BS. Well, I can't talk to him because this lawsuit. That's BS. Well, Nick knew there was a lawsuit. You're right, but I know other things too. So, don't play with me. I'll remind you. I'll remind you, girl, about our text. When she texted me during the Ye thing back in 22, she said, I don't keep secrets. I don't believe, I'm going to expose everybody and blah, blah. Well, Orange, you glad I'm not like you then, right? Because I kept that pretty quiet for a couple of years, just like I'm keeping this quiet. But don't play with me.
Yeah.
Can I just say, before we listen to Candace's rant, I kind of love that Nick is like a mob boss a little bit. I love it. It's kind of a turn on a little bit. Not that I would ever no, he's way too young, but and he needs a young, hot Italian 16-year-old girl or something like that is fully beyond the age of consent and all that stuff. But it is. I love the exercise of power. That's like when men do that, that's hot. It just is. It could be anyone. It doesn't necessarily need to be him. It's just hot.
So First and foremost, did not like that because that arrived to me as some sort of a threat, like he's got like information on me or knows stuff behind the scenes. And so let me first and foremost say this. The idea that I have been red pilled by Nick Fuentes, parking aside just the utter arrogance of that statement. I've been in politics for 8 years. There's not a single person that I would say, they owe me, I red pilled them, I red pilled this person. It's a complete nonsense. I never watched a single episode of Nick Fuentes' show until
Candace.
after he did, which I have said publicly, the public X
She is
space
such a
that was
liar.
hosted by Lauren Chen.
Come
And it was the
on.
first time that I heard his story. And I thought to myself, wow, what happened to this when he was a kid was completely wrong. And I never knew what the
Candace is like, I am just an innocent little person, and I've never watched Nick Fuentes before, and I just don't know what he's talking about, and I don't know why he would say that he red pilled me, because obviously that did not happen. Yeah, okay, Candace. Okay. Yeah, we see you, Candace. You're lying.
story was, and I was quite interested by it. I have never said anything publicly about him, have not jumped in on everybody saying, you must disavow, you must say this, you must say that. And so to have somebody take my name to lie and pretend that I've been following you for 4 years, like you're the person who saved me from the left. You have nothing to do with my story. You have nothing to do with my background. And I don't know what purpose it serves to even say this. I have no idea why.
Candace, if this wasn't that big a deal to you and you really had nothing to do with this, then why are you even responding to him? Then why are you even acknowledging him? Because, Candace, listen, I have significantly less followers than you, girl. Significantly less. But even I have people that say crazy shit about me on the internet every day. I have people that put the craziest shit out on the internet about me. I have people stalking me. I have people that run these accounts about me, and they say the crazy. I have someone that I have crazy people, Candace, and they say crazy things, and I know that those things are not hinged into reality at all. And do you know what I do? I don't actually I don't do shows about them because I don't care. Because they're crazy people. There may have been a time when I cared, and there may have been a time where I talked about it more than I should have, but now it's happened so much that I just don't give a fuck anymore. And the thing of it is, Candace, is you are way bigger on the internet than I will ever be. You are way more famous on the internet than I will ever be. And it's kind of like you have millions and millions and millions and millions of followers, and you're telling me that I barely even know who Nick Fuentes is. I never had anything to do with him. I don't even know why we're talking about this. Then why are you talking about it on your show? Then why are you even acknowledging this? If you really didn't care, Candace, like, people who don't care don't talk about it on their shows, that all these people, that tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people, maybe millions of people are going to watch this. If you didn't care, you wouldn't be talking about it.
Why you would say something that is just so resoundingly untrue when it doesn't serve anything. There's nothing here. There's just no reason to do it. But parking all of that aside, to pretend that there is something you know about me, like I said this, I messaged him privately, you have my full and explicit permission to release whatever it is that you think you have on me.
I hope Nick does it.
Like, there is nothing that needs to be private.
Please.
Don't do that. Don't think that there's going to be some sort of a fear campaign, or you're trying to, there's a little bit of a threat there. Don't make me have. What are you talking about? You've literally been speaking to yourself on your show, and I've said nothing back to you. You're in a corner fighting yourself, picking fights with people that have done nothing to you. Okay, I don't need to have your perspectives. I'm sorry you don't like that I'm friends with Dave Smith. I'm sorry it doesn't seem possible to you that there could ever be a legitimate friendship between a Christian and a Jew, but there is one. I like Dave Smith. There's no funny backstory there.
Has Dave Smith defended Candace Owens from getting demonetized on YouTube yet? Because as of last night, Dave Smith hadn't said shit about Candace Owens getting demonetized on YouTube. I don't know, guys. I mean, maybe someone can tell me. Maybe I haven't checked Dave Smith's Twitter today, so maybe Dave Smith wrote a whole Twitter thread about how unfair it was that they're wrongly persecuting Candace for just asking questions about the Frankists and all this stuff, and he has her back and he supports her. But I know if I was friends with someone and I got demonetized on YouTube, and I was really friends with someone, then they probably defend me. But if that person was just using me, then maybe they wouldn't defend me. If that was just a relationship of convenience, probably that person's just going to start to back away quietly. So does anyone know, has Dave Smith said anything supporting Candace Owens? Can someone just go, I blocked his ass a long time ago, and then when he figured out I blocked him, he blocked me, because I don't think Dave Smith is trustworthy. I think he's a grifter. And so I blocked him like literally years ago. But can someone just go and look at his Twitter account and tell me if he's actually said something?
Either. I had him on my show not because I wanted him as a token, but because my producer was a huge fan of his on my old show and said, hey, have you ever heard of this guy, Dave Smith? And my answer was no, because I know this is going to blow your mind, but your audience is not the same as my audience. You don't make an appeal to suburban moms. I would assume the majority of your audience is male. I also don't even watch Andrew Tate's videos, and I'm friends.
Candace Owens thinks that her audience is suburban moms. Look at the brow. Look at the amount of indignation that Candace Owens has for an issue that she says she doesn't care about. Look at
him. I don't watch his videos because his...
No. I want the brow back. Oh, fuck.
No, because I know this is going to blow your mind, but your audience is not the same as my audience. You don't make an appeal to suburban moms. I would assume the majority of your audience is male. I also don't even watch Andrew Tate's.
There it is. Got it. Hang on, I need a screenshot. This is Candace Owens. I don't care about Nick Fuentes. Hang on, I need to tweet that. Hang on. This is Candace Owens. I don't care about Nick Fuentes. Let's see. Mac B says, we should call her Candace the Struggle Owens. Yup. Okay, so Dave Smith said, this is appalling and YouTube should correct this immediately. All right. Maybe they really are friends. Maybe they really are. I mean, that's good to hear. I'm glad that Candace Owens has one defender in Dave Smith. This is Candace Owens. I don't care about Nick Fuentes' face. Hang on, I just need to tweet this. Let's take a sec. Come on. Give me that screenshot, computer. Come on. Oh my god, my computer is so slow. My computer is always so slow when I need it to do something for me. Okay, I just got it. We're not gonna be fucking autistic about this, okay? All right, I just tweeted that. Go retweet.
Videos, and I'm friends with him. I don't watch his videos because his audience is male. It's just a different market of ideas. It's absurd to think that as a mother of 3, I go home and I'm watching all of this male content. And I think that's part of the reason is there's just such a gap here. It's a totally different thing when you've had 3 kids in 3 years and you have a household and the way that your brain works and what you do with your spare time when you have a show that's 5 days a week. And when you're not, when you're in a situation like Nick Fuentes and you really believe that if someone reflects anything that you have said, the idea must have come from you. And again, like I said, I won't make any apologies or excuses or capitulate to this idea that I can't be friends with Dave Smith, who is actually just an awesome guy. He really is. Like I met him because somebody pushed me to have him on my show. And then I had one of the best conversations that I had ever had on my old show. And I thought, I really want to keep learning from this person. Do you think I've never had Jewish friends in the past, that I don't have friends from high school? And in your mind, it's warped to believe that the only way they can be friends is if they're using each other as tokens. And your idea here is that unless people agree with you, they're a fraud. And also, unless somebody has the same perspective as you, and also unless they speak to you. I mean, could you just explain this to me very slowly? What is the perspective here? Unless you fully agree with me, you're a fraud. And also, if you say any ideas that I say, they obviously must have come from me. So when I arrived at the conclusion...
So this is kind of like the classic narcissist trick of like when narcissists are really pissed off about something, they just start making shit up to put themselves in the best possible light and to put whoever they're going after in the worst possible light. And they're like, what are we even doing here? Are you saying that I have to agree with you on everything? And I just don't think that's fair. And no, Candace, that's not what he's saying. That's not his argument at all.
That Me Too was fraudulent from day one and that BLM was fraudulent from day one. If I go on and I see that also the Tate brothers say that Me Too is fraudulent, then clearly they must have gotten it from me. They must have been watching my show for years. I created the Tate brothers. They got that from me. I created all these people.
That wasn't his argument.
I once heard Dan Bilzerian say something. He got that from me.
That wasn't his argument.
This is just not a game that I'm going to play.
That wasn't. Candace is completely obfuscating the fact that she literally communicated privately with Nick. This wasn't just that she started saying things about the chosen people. She was communicating privately with him.
So I'm totally, completely fine. As I said, and I will say it publicly, you can put whatever you want to put up about me. I conduct myself in private as I conduct myself publicly. I give everyone a chance to be kind. I don't take a perspective about people from others, but this was complete crap. And you heavily implied that you had some dirt on me, and you have my full permission to release whatever dirt you think that it is, because there isn't any. There absolutely is not any. All right, guys, just going to remind you about Tax Network USA.
All right, I guess that's the end of the rant. And I am told that the Groypers were in the chat demanding that Candace debate Nick. Was there any more? Did she say anything more?
If you're someone that does owe back, are on a fixed income, they got down, and people saying debate him.
Oh,
and,
yeah, okay, so
Nick,
they're in the chat. They're in the chat. Hang on. The Groypers are in the chat.
For private free consultation, or
the Groypers are in the chat.
tnusa.com/Candace. That's tnusa.com/Candace.
Candace Owens. I'm fine.
Now we can get into some of your comments. Obviously, a lot of people are inundating right now with back and forth about Nick and asking about whether or not he and I are going to sit down, and people saying debate him. And that's another thing that I will add. In a correspondence that I had with Nick, he could have just reached out to me and said, hey, I'd like to do something on your show. There's something about this that is just so remarkably childish, and I'm not going to touch on it again. I just wanted to touch on it today because I felt that there was a very heavy implication, like he had some sort of a threat or a blackmail on me, and I'm just not into it. And to people who follow him, I don't have an issue with that. He can be your king, and you can support him until you want to. That's not something that
Nick
I would ever discourage people from doing. But
Nick liked the Candace Owens tweet. I don't mean to like docs or anything, but Nick Fuentes just liked that tweet. W me. Yeah, because Nick does have a sense of humor at the end of the day.
I am going to defend myself when I feel like I'm being thrown into a situation that really has just been Nick fighting himself for the last 3 weeks. And regarding I don't know, I guess I can't read comments on the YouTube page. If this person is saying boo to, I can't know because it's going way too fast here. I'm just going to go here because they're pulling comments live.
Oh, I'm not shadow banned anymore? Also
here we go. I'm
me.
going to read you guys
Excellent.
who are, I don't know if you call them super chats on Rumble, forgive me. This person says, truth is a luxury.
Okay, we're not going to watch this. Okay, so Candace had a little ranty rant, and you can see who liked your tweets. Anyone can see who, it was my tweet. Of course I can see who likes it. Okay, that's enough tomfoolery. That's enough shenanigans. We're going to be watching Nick later, probably for debate night. So, because we'll watch his reaction to the debate, and then I get to watch two things at once. I get to watch the debate, and I get to learn what Nick thinks about the debate. So we're probably going to be watching him later, but that was a fun little interlude. And now we got to get back to business.